now it's time to start with the first pitch, which would be easyID.
Yes, before they get on stage, we have a couple of words. So easyID is a team of 3, Mark, Matthias, and Marie-Louise. She's actually the only female founder. So we're very proud of that already. But she also has a lot of extensive and sound knowledge of the financial service market. That's actually how she met her 2 co-founders, Mark and Matthias. They worked for a financial service provider, Skrill, where they obviously mingled and came up with something that they will show you later. And also, they were able to develop the first product during the program. So please give a warm welcome to easyID.
easyID. I'm Marie-Louise, and these are my co-founders, Mark and Matthias. Just like PayPal revolutionized the digital payments market, we are going to revolutionize the digital identity space. Imagine you want to sign up for a new payments account or for a car sharing service, but you cannot do so online because you have to run to the car sharing office to prove your identity. Why do you have to go through this pain? Well, from my experience as head of legal at a digital payments company, I can tell you that we needed to verify our customers in order to meet our regulatory requirements. But not only financial services need to verify the customers, also online gambling operators need to do so for compliance reasons. Movie sharing platforms need to do age verification. Marketplaces like eBay, Airbnb, high-value retailers like a Rolex need to verify the customers for fraud and risk management purposes. Well, how do they do this nowadays? Strange enough, in the online online world, customer verification is still done mostly offline. So, for example, you need to run to the post office, wait in line, fill out a form, show your ID, wait for a few days before you can actually do business. Or you need to have an additional device, a card reader, or the copy of your ID gets lost in the ether. And the worst thing as a user, you have to do this all over again every time you want to sign up for a new service. This is a huge pain. It's a huge conversion killer. 2/3 of the financial services account openings get abandoned. Almost half of the high-value retail transactions get abandoned. This leads to a massive loss of over 4 billion euros in revenue in Europe alone per annum. So customer verification is a huge problem, and it's the cause for this huge revenue loss. So when we sat together at our old company, we actually thought, why can't we create a user-friendly, fast, simple, seamless customer verification service? And we came up with the idea of founding easyID as the solution. I'm just a little bit confused that this doesn't work. Is there a technical problem? Just want to show you the exciting slide with easyID solution, so don't miss out on that. Is there somebody from the technical team? Okay, perfect. Let's restart it. Okay. So we came up with easyID as the solution. With easyID, we developed a compliance engine, which allows user-friendly, seamless, fast, and compliant customer verification tailored to the merchant's specific needs. The great thing about easyID, the user only needs to verify once. With this ID wallet, he can simply log on to multiple services without having to re-verify again. And how our great service works right now will be explained by my partner, Mark.
Thank you, Marie-Louise. Thank you. So how does fast and reliable online verification actually work? How do you do it with your computer or just your smartphone in under 2 minutes? I'm going to show you how, and I'm going to start the clock. Now, the user signs up with easyID by either email or by choosing sign up with PayPal. We're showing here the PayPal version, and the user signs into their PayPal account with username and password. Once logged in, the user agrees that PayPal shares the user information with easyID. And that's great, because we get additional user information, and that makes the sign-up process even faster and more reliable. In the second step, we ask the user to upload ID documentation, either ID card, passport, or driver's license. And on the smartphone, the obvious choice is to just take a picture of the document and upload it automatically. We then take the upload and run OCR software over it and extract data from the document. This we use to pre-populate the final confirmation screen, where the user can review the information, correct any errors, or enter any missing information. And that's important because in the last step, in the background, our compliance engine will determine whether additional checks have to be made or maybe a manual review. And once all that is done, the user is fully verified, all in under 2 minutes. Now the user has an online ID, but what can he do with it? Well, it's very easy. The user, when signing up for a new service, simply clicks on the Verify with easyID button and enters their login credentials, agrees that the data is shared, and that's it. The user is fully verified for this service. Lastly, what does it look like for businesses? Well, on the merchant back end, merchants can submit users for verification into the verification queue. Merchants can, of course, view all the information about their verified users. And thirdly, they can run reports, see dashboards, and get all the information they need. And that's the product in a nutshell. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks. Okay. So I'm going to explain a little bit about the business, the market out there, the competition, our team, and why we're here. Today, merchants spend significant amounts of money to verify customers. Tools, processes, and people need to be in place. It adds up to more than 25 euros for a single customer verification. easyID can cut those costs by 70%. How? By allowing the merchant to outsource those verification obligations to us. We run the validation of the customer and charge the merchant a simple per verification fee for that. The user gets this free identity wallet. That's awesome, because if he uses it again, we don't have to go through it, and our margin is really amazing then. Let's look at the market potential. Marie-Louise explained already, there's 170 million verifications per year in Europe alone. Each costs 5 to 10 euros. This gives us a revenue potential of up to 1.7 billion in Europe alone. We're not alone in this exciting space, and the digital revolution is happening, but there are basically two categories of providers. Those that are super compliant and those that are super comfortable to use. And yeah, people like Post still do verification like the internet hasn't been invented. The other ones are doing it purely electronically. We bridge the gap and do the best of both worlds. Our reusable, compliant product is bundled with a fast and simple sign-up, and we make money through referring customers to these merchants as well. Our team of experienced payment specialists, security experts, and sysadmins has developed these fantastic solutions, because it's obviously the people, not just the tech, that make the music. Why are we here today, and what are the next steps? easyID is ready to launch, but we would like to work with partners, large brands with user bases that want to give additional services to their users, payments and telcos that want to monetize dormant revenue potential within their user base. Last but not least, partners that help us to lobby, because it's a heavily regulated space. So we are here to discuss an investment of up to 500K to speed up the product development, launch, and hire more great people. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There's questions.
Thank you, easyID. Please stay with us. So, is there any questions from the audience for easyID? There must be some questions. Oh, there you are.
Thank you. I would like to ask if the supplier is paying for the easyID. And I use that ID on another website. Are you then charging two B2B customers, or is the first one sponsoring it?
Well, the merchant that receives the verification will always pay, no matter if the customer has already an identity wallet or not.
One question about the acceptance, because you spoke instantly over Europe, and as far as I know, for example, the driver's ID license in Germany, it isn't possible to have a non-face-to-face verification of it. In France, it is. What about that, about the very strict legal differences introducing easyID?
Yeah, you're quite right. It is a fragmented legal field as well. So there's European legislation, but even within Europe, the requirements are different. And also the actual methods that you can use to verify are different. In Germany, Postident. In the UK, electronic databases are big. So what we want to do with our compliance engine is actually that depending on the situation, so information we have about where the user is, where the merchant sits, and what actually is the purpose of the verification, we will determine what is the best way to verify them. So you've seen the standard sign-up, but we will add any step that makes it compliant, because what we need to achieve to make the ID reusable is to achieve a high level of identification according to the specific needs.
So I have a question. What's the difference of actually me taking a picture of my passport and just uploading that, for example, to a bank, versus you guys are taking that picture and running it through easyID?
Well, the main difference is that with easyID you can reuse it. You just have to do it once. You have this account, and then you go just to a bank, to an online retailer, to a gambling website, and verify with that easyID account on these websites.
No, I'm sorry, maybe I placed my question wrong. I get that, but the alternative for a bank is, why can they just not ask for a photocopy or a picture of a passport of a person to identify them?
Yeah, I mean, they can do that, and you know, that's how verification is done in most of the countries in Europe at the moment. You know, payments provider asks a user to send in a copy, and then, you know, it gets processed by customer services. They need to run additional background checks. Just a pure copy is not enough. And our service is really that we give them a one-stop shop solution, you know. We take this whole hassle of the customer verification process away from the business, and we have the different methods which are actually needed to meet those specific requirements, and the user is verified, and the merchant doesn't need to worry about it anymore.
So how secure and accepted is the verification method of just uploading a picture of my ID card? Because I can find those online of other people, and I think verification systems like Postident actually want to see me in person to verify my identity. Isn't that a big difference in credibility?
So the question is, are we credible or are we secure? We are using the same security standards that you would find in the payment cards industry. So it's PCI compliant, the same way how people have to manage credit card data, we're applying to identity. It's not just making a photo of your ID. I mean, the reason why we showed you PayPal is we are coupling a payment transaction with a document, adding on database checks in the background, and those three things add up to a very, very reassuring identity validation.
Is easyID really comparable to the Postident procedure from a legal point of view?
Well, we cannot really meet Postident, except for because we're still missing one requirement. It's a beglaubigte Kopie of the Personalausweis. We can also add this in, but then our service wouldn't be seamless anymore. But we're getting very close to it. We can meet Geldwäschegesetzkonforme, so that's what Postident is, requirements. And we are actually will lobby also to actually abolish Postident in the end, because we think our service is so secure, and you know, given that we have these different data sets which are matched, that we can actually also crack that nut. Thank you.
Thank you. That was